So Jimmy Butler wants to be traded. The Heat are open to listening to offers, but he's calling a shot in terms of 3 teams that he would like to go to. Does he even carry that weight anymore? Like, is Jimmy Butler good enough to be calling where he wants to go? All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into that story. Jimmy Butler requesting a trade. It came out from Shams, I believe last night or early this morning, and it says the Heat are open to listening to offers for Butler and making a deal if the proposal is right. Obviously, that's fair, right? League sources told ESPN. And Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, has indicated in league circles that Butler's open to destinations. Jimmy Butler, who this season, right? Jimmy Butler this season, averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He's just having a normal kind of career year. He's now calling a shot where he wants to go. I know it's the NBA. We'll get into that sort of piece in a bit. Let's follow through with reading this. Destinations as such as 2 Texas teams, Rockets and the Mavericks. The number 3 seed and the number 4 seed currently in the West. Oh, and the Golden State Warriors. Butler's native of Texas. Above all, though, he wants to go to a win-now title contender of a team. Now, let's dive into this because I don't think that unless they'd have to give up nothing on the Dallas side of things, I don't really think that that's like a massive fit for him. You already have backcourt that is obviously very stacked, and then even if you wanted to look at him from like a 3 or a 4 perspective, then sure, now you're cutting into Klay Thompson and PJ Washington, which who in their own rights are not bad defenders. So I don't know if the Mavs is necessarily the move for him, nor would I think it's really worth the Mavs giving up anything that they have. They're having a good season. They're playing well. This year, they're 16-8. And honestly, like, they made it to the finals last year, right? Like, this is kind of right around where they were anyway. So it's not like they're having a regression or a hangover year of making it to the finals. So the Mavs, for me, do not make sense. You look at the Rockets, okay, maybe it would start to make a little bit more sense, right? Like, maybe it's making sense if you look at the Rockets in terms of how he would fit, but they'd probably be giving up some youth, which this is a very young team, some youth to get this vet. And I don't know if the Rockets are like championship ready right now, right? Let's not forget that Jimmy Butler is almost 36 years old or 35 years old. That may make a little bit of sense, but again, like Jimmy Butler to me is not this amazing hot commodity that every team wants to get. He doesn't have a no trade clause. Yes, he's been a good player, 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. A few years back led the league in steals, 5-time All-Defensive, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and then way back most improved player in 2015. I'm not really ragging on Jimmy Butler's career or what he's done or the type of player that he is, but I don't know if like he's the type of guy that can say, hey, I'm 35 years old, let's ride off into the sunset and get me on a contender team. And even saying contender, like he says, okay, I'll play for these 2 Texas teams, I'm from Texas, fine, that makes sense. Or the Warriors, which isn't all that close to Texas. How would he fit on this team, right? You have Curry, Hield, Wiggins, Gary Payton, Kuminga. Like, you'd have to be giving up something there as well. And again, this is just not a guy that I think you bring into your team and you're instantly a contender. Do you become more of a grittier team and have that veteran leadership and more of a hard-nosed team? Yes, but even from the Mavs and the Rockets and the Warriors perspective, I don't know if they just get like that degree better bringing him in. He's not just a defender. He's going to shoot the ball a decent amount as well. He's going to shoot it efficiently. I'll give him credit there. We look at Jimmy Butler's shot chart this season. He's just shooting in the paint pretty much, right? Like this is literally where he's shooting 64%. So sure, he's going to give you efficient offense, but even from the Mavericks perspective, look at, they're shooting 63% down there already. They're shooting decent from outside. Like they don't necessarily need Jimmy Butler's offense. They'd essentially be trading for his defense, but you're probably going to have to pay a price that's worth his offense. And let me just interject real quick. I do not disagree with Jimmy Butler wanting out of Miami. I think things have gone stale for him there. Currently, they are a playoff team, but you have multiple guys that are taking the reins from him, whether it's Tyler Hero or Bam Adebayo. Like, this is not Jimmy Butler's sole team anymore. And even last season, when they said push comes to shove and later on in the year, Jimmy will step up, he really didn't, right? Last year, Jimmy Butler in the month of October, 15.3 points, bringing him off to a cold start. Then November, 23.3. Okay, good for him. December rolls around, hovering right around that 20 mark. He goes 22.7, 21.6, and people were saying, okay, Jimmy's starting to heat up. He's going to get going, right? Look what happens as the season trails off. 19.7 in March, 19 per game in April. Minutes per game were pretty much going up. Everything else, whether it was his assists or his rebounds, his steals, everything else went down. So I will agree that maybe in the last year or 2 of his career, however long he wants to play, I think he signed through 2026 in terms of his contract. I will say I give him a little bit of a leash there, being like, yeah, dude, like you've had a good enough career and a respectable enough career that maybe if you feel like things are stale right here, you don't need to be grinding your teeth trying to get through this team, even though you guys are in a playoff position right now. I give him that credit, but I do not agree with Jimmy Butler being the guy that can say, hey, because of what I have accomplished. All of it's good, none of it's all that great, in my opinion. Hey, I have 1, 2, 3, let me say 10% of the league I would like to go to. I don't think he has that luxury. Now, if he had a no trade clause or anything that he could waive or something like that, then sure, I guess we could understand it, but this is not exactly like an easy contract to take on or anything like that. $45 million per year right now. Again, that's through, it might be over that. I think it's due next year is going to be 48 million and then 52 million. So it's going up and up, obviously. And he has a player option at the end of that. So it's like, this is not oh, Jimmy Butler is a valuable contract. No, he's getting paid. Yes, you'll get a good player, a guy, veteran, the guy that's going to make your team a little bit more gritty and whatnot. But you're going to be sacrificing a lot for a guy that I don't think puts you over the top. In this case, two people can be right. Jimmy Butler wants out. I get it. Things have gone stale. It's not his team anymore. But secondarily, like the fact that he's trying to call his shot in terms of where he goes, I don't agree with. Say you want to trade if you really want out of Miami, and then you're going to go to wherever they send you. But that just unfortunately is not how the NBA works. If I had it perfectly, guys that were the degree of stardom would be the guys that can kind of decide where they want to go and play the game and all that. But it seems like even if you're a 14th guy on the bench, you can just decide where you want to go in the NBA nowadays, which is sad. I know Jimmy Butler's not that, but still, it seems like that is the vibe. I don't think Jimmy Butler helps any of those teams in the grand scheme of things, because I think the Rockets may be the only one I could see him fitting into, but I think they'd have to give up something for the future for him. So I just do not really totally agree with it. But you know what? I'm not a GM. I'm not a person in this league running things. It'll probably happen. You just watch. I don't know if I agree with it, but you just watch. Anyways, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this quick video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.